Hello, it's me and Margaret again. We're going to tell you about cubital tunnel syndrome. This is where you have irritation of the ulnar nerve at the cubital tunnel. Can be from many different causes, but keep in mind that most of the time patients have kind of a dysfunctional way of sleeping. And they kind of sleep like this. They keep their elbows really bent the entire night, and that puts a strain on the ulnar nerve. And they might be doing other things like students, rest their elbows and stuff all the time.
Talking on the phone is a big one.
Yes.
And then also propulsion of wheelchairs. And if a lot of times people rest on their armrests in their wheelchair, so that's another cause also that I just found out about.
True. I got mine from being in home health, and I rested my arm all the time in the car when I was driving, and then I ended up developing cubital tunnel syndrome from that. So it's anything where there's constant or a lot of pressure on the elbow. So what I like to do is talk with my patients and educate them about sleep position and how important that is, because you could be in that position like 6-8 hours, and that's really detrimental for your ulnar nerve. So what I like to do is sometimes I will make a splint. This actually is a soft cast, so you could make it out of casting material or splinting material. And with this soft cast, you can actually open that up, and then they can put their arm in there and wear this. The ideal position is probably at about 90 degrees. It's somewhere between full extension and full flexion. So probably like this kind of a position. So sometimes you can make this. Sometimes people don't want this and they'll refuse it. If they refuse this, what I like to do is actually tell them to do a towel splint at night. So what that means is just wrapping towels around the elbow. Ideally, you would have one towel, but we have all these little towels, so we're gonna do multiple. And then you find something to tie it with. So it could be, it probably shouldn't be something stretchy like this, but this is what I have available. You could do like a bathrobe sash or something like that. And the idea is when they try to bend, they can't bend all the way, right? So she's trying, and she can bend some, but she's not going to be able to go like the full flexion of the elbow. And that's what you want. You do not want full flexion of the elbow for all night. And so I ask people to wear these at night, and I say, even if you just wear it for part of the night, because some people say, well, I put this on, then I can't sleep. And so I try to have them just do at least part of the night, and that way it'll minimize the time that you're in full flexion. And as a side note, this splint, this would be like basically a wrist cock-up splint. And this would be the type of splint that you would wear for, as we were talking about in the other video, lateral epicondylitis. Okay, so your thumb would be free, your fingers are free, but it holds the wrist in kind of a neutral position. So that's what you would want for any sort of epicondylitis, whether it's medial or lateral.
Right, to prevent that turning, that pronation, supination.
Yeah.
And red.